We were pretty famous back in high school. Trust us!
Had a whole future ahead of us, but now we suck.
All that potential now is flowing in the aqueducts.
Through the sands of time, many did forget.
But now our time has come to resurrect. But a podcast?
Sad I know, but can you blame us?
We are desperate to be much more than high school famous.
Hello and welcome to High School Famous, the blog for girls by girls. I have stories in my head of girls with money, boys with girlfriends, and a building with no roof. And you're all invited. Welcome. I'm Matt.
I'm a bi girl.
Are you?
No.
Oh,
I'm Sean.
okay.
It was a funny pause at the very beginning of that. Something about girls by girls, but I know it meant like they're the ones who do it or make it.
Right.
But,
the blog for girls by girls.
Right. Like it's for girls and also for bi girls.
Oh. Like there was going to be a third part to that list.
Yeah.
A blog for girls by girls.
And everyone else. And some cats.
And I was trying to think of something weird, and my mind just went completely blank just now. Oh, I forgot I can fucking move this thing over and stack it.
I'm sure there was some background stuff your mind was still doing, you know.
Oh, yeah. I mean, it didn't completely actually shut down.
Yeah, you weren't brain dead for that moment.
Yeah, no, I wouldn't be here.
You'd still be there.
Well, physically, yes.
Yeah.
I would physically be here, but
mentally
I would
dead.
no longer have brain activity. Therefore, bi girls.
You wouldn't be present, as they say.
Right.
Mentally.
Well,
Matt, we are in the midst of what may be a light rainstorm here.
Nice. It was storming very hard here today.
Oh, really?
Late last night into the morning. It was storming pretty good.
It didn't storm
some
here
branches on the ground
all.
and whatnot.
What?
Said some branches on the ground and whatnot.
Ah, yes. The forces of winds and gravity have taken their toll on nature, which they are part of nature themselves.
True.
Indodi Dido?
The singer?
Yeah, remember Dido?
Yeah. I was going to say fondly, but no, I just remember. I have no fond or unfond Dido memories.
Unfond. That's unfonded.
I'm curious about the building with no roof.
Yeah, well,
we were
that
so
could be
worried
a
about the
stadium.
bi girls.
That could be a sports arena of some kind.
I have stories in my head of girls with money, boys with girlfriends, and a building with no roof.
Yeah, there's a little bit of a connectivity between the first two things.
Yeah,
but the building with no roof are the girls with money and the boys with girlfriends housed inside the building with no roof? Is that why they're connected there?
Possibly. And also the girls with money, do they not have boyfriends? Is there something that coincides with that of boys
why
with
are they listed
girlfriends
separately?
Yeah, boys with girlfriends, but girls with money are two completely different things. So if you have money, you can't have a boyfriend. And if you have a boyfriend, you can't have money.
Well, it didn't say...
But you're all welcome into this building.
I think that it's not excluding the girls with money, because it doesn't say girls with money, girls with boyfriends. It goes to boys with girlfriends. So It's very ambiguous when referring to the girlfriends.
Yeah, so the stories either have girls with money in them, or the stories have boys that have girlfriends in them.
The question that we need the answer to is, are any of the girlfriends in those stories the same girls that have money in the other stories?
Well, maybe, but then wouldn't those stories also coincide, you'd think?
Not
Why
necessarily.
would they be separate stories?
No, not necessarily.
I suppose.
I mean, if you're talking about stories about girls with money, you're talking about those girls and their money. Maybe how they acquired it, what they spend it on, how much money they have. The next set of stories are boys with girlfriends. So it's all about boys and their dating life.
Right.
Money,
but we're not talking about any boys that don't have girlfriends.
It would seem that way. Yeah.
We could possibly be talking about girls that don't have money.
Correct. And we could also, in the first set, we could also be talking about girls that have boyfriends or girlfriends or don't have any.
The only thing we know for a fact is we are not talking about boys that don't have girlfriends.
And we also know we are not talking about buildings that have a roof.
Well, we're talking very specifically about a building without a roof.
Okay. So do you think we might be comparing it to other buildings that have roofs within those stories?
We could be. We could even compare it to other buildings that don't have roofs, but we're just specifically talking about this building. I think I'm curious. I'm mostly curious as to why this building has no roof.
Well, the first thing that came...
Is it still a building?
Well, the first thing that came to my mind is like a sports stadium.
Yeah, I suppose that counts.
Many of them, I'd say, without knowing the ins and outs of all the stadiums in the world, I would venture to guess that more of them don't have roofs than do have roofs. But that was the only thing that came to my mind as a building you would have that doesn't have a roof on it.
Right.
Be it level or sloped.
Interesting.
Can you think of any other buildings without roofs? Not talking about those that are under construction.
Well, I'd say the Coliseum, but that was also kind of an arena.
Right.
So.
Right. For sports.
Not sure. I mean, that were specifically designed to have no roof?
Yeah.
Or that eventually maybe at some point had no roof due to...
Well, yeah, if we have a building that started off with a roof and then like a storm came through and took out the roof, that's another thing. Maybe that's what the stories are about. Because what stories are there to tell involving a stadium if you're not talking about the sports performed within that stadium? Unless you're talking about the building, like the construction of the arena.
Yeah, it could be that. Or it could just be, or it just could be a story of like, hey, did you hear about what happened at the stadium, which is a building with no roof? It's unrelated to sports or the construction of it. This is a weird way to like segue into a story, by the way. If you're ever going to tell a story, this isn't the way to start.
Don't do it. Don't do it like this. There's a
Did you hear about the thing that happened at this place? It has nothing to do with these other things.
Right.
But here's the story.
Yeah. There's a eye-catching headline, and then there's that.
Yeah.
This isn't going to draw the listener in or the reader in.
Yeah.
So, and take it from us. We are master storytellers, Matt and I.
Yeah.
So
we have the gift.
If you're going to come to anybody with advice or seeking advice, not with it, come to us with advice. We probably need it. No,
that'd be great.
If you're going to come to anybody seeking advice on telling us a compelling, interesting, engaging story, Matt and Sean, High School Famous. That's where you go.
Yeah. Anywho.
Hey, we should cover August holidays, Matt.
We better, because if we don't, nobody will.
Yeah. And if we do, nobody will.
And if we wait one more week, some people are going to miss out on at least a couple days worth of holidays.
Yes. So please, people, don't get concerned. I know this feels really early.
Yeah.
But if we were to wait until next week, by the time the episode comes out, I believe it would post on the 2nd, which means any holiday we cover that takes place on August 1st, you would completely miss out on, unless you already knew about said holiday and you celebrate it already. But I would wager to guess that that's not the case. I'm thinking that the majority of these holidays are not really celebrated by anyone.
Yeah, I'm trying to think. Are there any major, like, not major, obviously there's no major holidays in August, but are there any holidays in August that are commonly known?
August is a tricky one. I wasn't coming across anything.
There's no like Labor Day, obviously. There's not like nothing like that.
No.
It's like
August is a strange one. It's a very desolate,
very
month.
dry.
Yeah. But what we're about to reveal is we're sorely mistaken.
Yeah. We need to open it up.
August is flush with holidays. My goodness.
We need to get some holidays out there and make people aware of them so that we can push it to legislation to try to get it to be a recognized holiday where on the federal level.
Yeah. So
it is a day that your job is forced to let you stay home from work.
Yeah, with pay.
With pay.
Now, if that were, if every one of these holidays on this full year list accomplished that, nobody would work ever, which would be amazing.
We just need to get, August doesn't have anything, right?
No, there's no automatic days
July,
off.
we have the 4th.
Yeah.
September, we typically have
Labor Day.
Labor Day.
November or October doesn't really have anything. You don't really get Halloween off.
I know we should, but then again, Halloween doesn't fall on a specific weekday.
Yeah, but neither does 4th of July.
True. Yeah.
Or Christmas or
so yeah, we should get either the day before or the day after Halloween off if it falls on a weekend.
Right.
And then yeah.
If it falls on a Tuesday or a Wednesday or a Thursday, I don't know, would you want to have it off? I mean, you'd want to have it off anyway, but would you?
I'd take it off.
If they gave it to you.
They gave it to me.
Yeah. Remember when, remember before President's Day, they separated, they had Washington's birthday and Lincoln's birthday were like separate days that were celebrated. Then they decided to mash them into President's Day.
When did they do that?
I don't know.
Because you're asking me to remember before President's Day. And I don't know if President's Day happened in my lifetime or if it was pre my lifetime.
Let's see.
Because if it was pre, then I can't remember before President's Day. Physically, it would be impossible. So depending on your answer here, I will say yes or no.
Okay, so let's see. History.com says, originally, okay. Oh, come on. I don't want to subscribe.
Of course. It's like every site we look at
I know.
does that.
Just get to the point.
Yeah. Also, we were told to stop looking things up.
Yeah, well. That you can look at.
We immediately just start looking stuff up again.
You can look at that in two ways. One way is, well, that was only one person's feedback.
Right.
The other way is, well,
we don't give a shit about him.
That was the only feedback.
True. So do we take it to heart, or do we just say, screw it, it's the one person?
Well, this might be not quite what I thought it was, but
okay.
By the mid-1980s, Washington's birthday was known to many Americans as President's Day. This shift had solidified in the early 2000s, by which time as many as half the 50 states had changed the holiday's name to President's Day on their calendars. So it doesn't sound like it's really they took Lincoln's birthday and Washington's birthday, which were separate things to celebrate, and mashed them into one day. It sounds like they just changed the date that was Washington's birthday into President's Day.
Gotcha. So technically I can say, yes, I remember before President's Day.
Yeah. But President's Day itself, some of this was saying it dates back to like the 1800s.
President's Day itself does?
Yeah.
Or Washington's birthday?
Hold on, let's see.
Because Washington's birthday probably predates the 1800s as well.
The story of President's Day date begins in 1800, following the death of George Washington in 1799. His February 22nd birthday became a perennial day of remembrance. At the time, Washington was venerated as the most important figure in American history, and events like the 1832 centennial of his birth and the start of the construction of the Washington Monument in 1848 were cause for national celebration. While Washington's birthday was an unofficial observance for most of the 1800s, it was not until the late 1870s that it became a federal holiday. The holiday initially only applied to the District of Columbia, but in 1885 it was expanded to the whole country. At the time, Washington's birthday joined 4 other nationally recognized federal bank holidays: Christmas Day, New Year's Day, 4th of July, and Thanksgiving, and was the first to celebrate the life of an individual American. Martin Luther King Jr. Day was the second, signed into law in 1983. I would have thought it was before then.
That was a long period of time between the first person and the second person to be
over 100
given
years.
Holidays. That's crazy.
1870s, it says, it became a federal holiday. It doesn't say the year specifically on here. It just says the late 1870s. So
wow,
even if it was 1879, you're still looking at 104 years
right
in between. But you know what, Matt? We're not here to talk about February holidays.
Yeah, this is stupid. We've wasted so much time.
Well, we were covering what known holidays are in each month and why August doesn't seem to have anything. There's a reason we were there. I understand.
I
just decided to dig a little deeper into a particular holiday on a hunch that turned out to be false, and that brought us back to August. But doesn't everything bring us back to August?
No.
Great. Okay, so stellar today. All right, so this one, I did not know what to think of the name of this holiday. It's on Monday, August 1st, so good on us for recording this today. National Minority Donor Awareness Day.
What?
National Minority Donor Awareness Day. As if you're donating a minority. Just the title alone
That
leaves me into question.
That seems problematic.
It's unofficial.
At best.
Unofficial. It doesn't have a location.
Oh, I hope it's unofficial.
Yeah. Unofficial. Awareness and cause. Health and body are the categories.
That I can't wrap my head around what the hell that could possibly be.
I know. We could try to look that one up maybe later on.
Maybe make a note of it.
Yeah.
If we get back around to it,
yeah,
we can find out more. But for now, let's trudge on.
Trudge on. August 2nd, we have National Coloring Book Day. So
it's been a while.
Bust out your... Has it?
It's been a while since I've done me a coloring book.
I mean, Leo didn't have a lot of coloring books, but I, obviously colored in some that he had.
Yeah.
And there was that time where we printed off a page and we each had the same thing to color. Only I was only able to use like 3 colors out of the coloring pencil box, and he was able to use any colors he wanted. And I still think my picture was better.
And this challenge you placed on yourself was for...
I don't think I placed it on myself. It was just something he and I did for fun.
Okay.
I don't know if you saw people on YouTube or something do it. I don't remember where he came up with the idea. I think it was his idea. Or maybe it was my idea trying to get him to color something because we got him coloring books and he didn't use them much.
Possibly.
Yeah.
I mean, you're the adult. You can just tell him to do it and he has to.
Well, you don't tell kids to do stuff like that. You tell them to do like chores and stuff and pick up after themselves and put things away and, stuff like that.
Well, if you started trying to tell him to do things that are fun instead of just all sorts of chores and unfun things, maybe he would love you more.
It's hard to measure that, but it's possible.
Just get a love meter.
It could be more or less. Oh, like one of those machines where you got it. So
you just like grip it really hard or whatever you have to do to. I like how it's like a grip strength thing to show how much you love. The tighter you grip, the more you love.
This is how hard I love.
That says a lot now about like spousal abuse.
Yeah. Yeah. Now I'm wondering.
Look at these bruises. See, he loves me.
Yeah. Oh, my skin's broken. That's 2 women fighting over which man or which one the man loves more.
Right.
I have a black eye. Yeah, well, I have strangling marks on my neck.
See these bullet wounds?
Yeah, well, he stabbed me with a bullet.
Oh, he held it up against me and hit the back of it with a hammer. That's how much he loves me.
Yeah. Yeah.
He pressed it slowly into my skin. And
I was at the top of the stairs, and so I naturally lost control and I fell down.
Yeah.
But that was all part of his love.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, so I guess if you're going to try to use that machine to measure how much someone loves someone else specifically, because the love meter is supposed to measure like how, I guess, attractive or how appealing you are, how much of a I don't know. I can't
like are you like how romantic are you?
Yeah,
are you
how romantic are you?
Yeah.
Are you someone that's very desirable? Are you a ladies' man or a man's woman? A man's lady?
A man's man?
A man's man?
Lady?
A ladies'
man or a man's lady?
A bi girl, a girl with money, a boy with a girlfriend. Anyway.
Building without a roof.
A building without a roof. A building with a roof. A building that used to have a roof, but now it doesn't have a roof anymore. This machine measures all these things.
No walls.
No walls. Very low education level within the confines of that building.
Dumb.
So, but if you're trying to measure specifically how much one person loves someone else, would they both have to hold on to the machine at the same time? Before you think about it, the answer is yes.
No, because they'd each be measuring their individual levels.
But it would come up with one answer. It wouldn't measure both levels. It would measure it as a collective level.
So it would be their love for each other?
Yeah, so I guess you can't really Like, what if my love for him, we're talking about my son, by the way, just so people don't get weird, but what if my love for him was, say, a 10 and his love for me was only a 2? It would show up as a 12, which you might think like, oh, we love each other about 12, but no, it's my...
No, it'd be, well, yeah, because you'd have to divide it, but how do you divide it? You'd have to split that number up.
Exactly.
If it only got that high, then you'd be like, so 6 and 6, or... But then you would know in your heart, like, no, I love him a lot, so my number would be higher than 6, clearly. So either he didn't, like, how high does this thing go? Does it only go to 10?
Well, if we came up with an answer of 12, it has to go higher than that.
Well, but
otherwise it would just...
Okay, so you're not even maxing it
10.
out.
Huh?
So you're not even maxing the machine out.
Oh,
so
no,
you don't even love
close.
him to the full amount.
Not even close.
Not even close.
No.
Okay. It goes to like 100.
We're like the low... oh, gosh. Yeah, we're in the bottom 20% for sure.
Gotcha.
But again, this is a measure of romantic love.
Well, what if... So that's even crazier, right? So if the machine does go to 100, and you're in your heart, you're like, I love my kid to...
The moon.
The nth degree, like, I love him so much that I don't even think this thing can register how much. And then you come out with a 12... So now what's his number? Negative something? Like he wants to murder you?
Yeah, I think that would have to do that. He would have to definitely cancel out and eliminate some of my love points.
Yeah, like 80 points.
Yeah. What a jerk.
Yeah.
I should tell him he's grounded.
As in he's just really down to earth, just a great kid.
Yeah, that's what I mean.
Yeah.
Yeah. That's what universally when a parent tells their child they're grounded, that's what they mean.
Mm-hmm.
They got their head on their shoulders, and they got their life path planned out.
Yeah,
they don't have their head in the clouds,
and they don't have to really worry about getting electrocuted.
That too. They stay away from metal structures during a lightning storm, or they stay away from power outlets with their digits, their phalanges.
Well, I mean, he wouldn't have to worry about that because he's grounded.
Oh, I see. That's what you meant.
Yeah.
So you took it's a different grounding altogether, not than what you initially labeled it as.
Yeah, I went with the electrical route.
So it refers to any type of grounding other than you must stay in your room and not play with your toys or watch TV.
Yep, he can be. Yep, if you poured water into him, since he's grounded, he would make a nice, delicious drink of himself.
What?
You grind coffee beans.
Oh, ground. So in that case, grounded is not the past tense. It's ground.
Yeah. But I grounded those beans.
No, you didn't grounded them. You ground them.
Yeah, I grounded them.
So you made the beans more down to earth?
Mm-hmm. And then you put them back in when you're done using them, you can use them for fertilizer after they've been used.
Oh, so they're underground.
Put them back in the dirt.
Oh, no, you put that on top of the ground.
Mm-hmm. So August 3rd?
August 3rd, yes. We have... Okay, this one I think had me the most confused, or not necessarily. It's just it could be taken some dangerous routes if it's misinterpreted. National Grab Some Nuts Day. So you're either being very literal with it, and you're enjoying maybe some cashews or some pistachios or some almonds, or you're trying to demonstrate why your love meter is so high.
Yeah. I mean, you wouldn't have to love me very much for me to understand.
You wouldn't have to love me very much for me to not want... For me to hate want you to not show me how much you love me anymore?
Right. Be like, do you want me to show you how much I love you? And be like, I believe you. It's fine.
Yeah, I take your word for it.
I'll take your word for it.
I'm not making that mistake again.
Like, again.
I was...
for the third time.
Let's say after the first time, I was quite grounded. Yes, but it was at the top of the stairs, and I had the marks to prove it. So I could brag to all my lady friends how much I'm loved.
Like, look, I will let you hit me anywhere else to show me how much you love me. Just not on Grab Your Nuts Day.
Yeah,
or Grab Some Nuts Day.
Grab some nuts.
Much different if it's a much different holiday.
If it was just called
Grab My Nuts Day.
Yeah, I mean, you could still be like, well, this is the can of nuts that I bought, therefore they are my nuts. I will grab them. But yeah. Still an oddly worded holiday, in my opinion.
Completely off subject, but for whatever reason, and maybe I'll cut this out because it's just stupid. But
as opposed to everything else you've said so far.
I know. This randomly popped into my head. Do you remember the term or phrase that, I don't know who came up with it, but beat after bait?
Vaguely.
Or it was just, I think it was just a different word for masturbation.
Yeah. I vaguely remember that. I couldn't tell you who said it.
It randomly popped into my head today.
Like
it's probably something that
prior to us talking about Grab Some Nuts Day.
That might maybe kind of put me back into remembering that it popped into my head earlier today. But yeah, I don't know why that would have popped into my head, because that's definitely something I haven't heard in probably 20 years.
Yeah, I mean, same here for sure.
Yeah,
I mean, I don't think that's something that was repeated. Like someone said it once, and then we probably chuckled at it, and then maybe that was the end of it. Maybe.
Well, that's how my brain works.
Interesting.
Yeah. Anyway, sorry, completely derailed everything. Sometimes random things popped in my head like that.
Yeah, that's what thoughts are. Daydreaming, wandering, pondering.
It's true.
August 5th. So we're skipping over the 4th entirely. National Work Like a Dog Day. Now, I know that, that's a term that's used like to show that you're working very hard. But
yeah,
I have a dog, and I look at what my dog does all day. And I would not say that if I was going to work like a dog, that I would be doing more than sleeping on a couch.
Yeah, so if you take it literally, most dogs don't work.
No, at all.
And the dogs that do work, we put them specifically in those jobs because we can't do them.
Yeah, like the dogs
like
that
a drug-sniffing
drugs,
dog.
The dogs that help people with disabilities.
Yeah, there's bomb-sniffing dogs. Yeah. People can help people with disabilities. So, that one's fine. Like a seeing eye person, that's something that could be a thing.
You could.
That's called like a relative or a friend.
Yeah.
Typically.
That would be an interesting career choice if you were to try to go for being a seeing eye person, where your life.
So here's the problem is it's probably a lot cheaper to go through the process of getting a, helper dog. Because I think you'd have to pay for, and I don't know how much of that stuff is covered by like insurance and stuff, but you basically have to pay for the dog's training and then, the upkeep of your animal as far as feeding it and whatnot. But then once you have that dog, it's your dog.
Yeah, that's it.
Whereas a person, you have to pay them
you're paying them
an
a
hourly
wage
rate
or a salary.
Yeah, or it'd probably be a salary, I assume, at that point, because you'd probably be living with this person.
Benefits, and they have to be able to take days off. And then what do? Do you then resort to your old seeing eye dog that you left in the corner? You have to get a rental dog? Working like a dog?
So yeah, that, at least as far as jobs that dogs do, that one could be taken over by a person.
So when people, a big push obviously is to, if you're going to get a dog, is to rescue a dog, correct?
Right.
Don't you dare get a dog from a pet store.
Yeah, how dare you get a new dog?
How dare you get new fresh dog?
Take this used dog.
Now, I agree with saying I got a rescue dog.
Yep.
Although, I guess unless the dog was the dog didn't rescue anything. So, rescue dog doesn't say this dog saved people. It's not like Lassie.
Right.
But when they
call those hero dogs.
Huh?
So they call those hero dogs. This dog's a hero.
Oh, hero dogs. Yeah, not rescue dogs.
Not Euro dogs.
Not Euro dogs.
Yeah, not a dog wrapped in a... Anyway.
In like a pita bread?
Yeah. I couldn't think of pita bread, so I just gave up.
So, when you said Euro, I was thinking of like a European dog.
Oh. Whatever European dog breed.
Yeah, to say that you rescued a dog, what it really means is you bought the dog from somebody that rescued a dog.
Well, you got a dog that was in a crap situation that was taken from that situation.
Right. So the person, whoever took them
it.
from that situation is the person who rescued the dog.
Yes.
All you did was...
The dog is a rescue.
All you did was bought the dog. Just like if you were going to a pet store, all you do is buy a dog.
Yep.
You're just holding these bragging rights because you chose to buy a dog from someone who rescued a dog.
Yep. Yeah. That's definitely an issue I always have with that. Like, oh, he's a rescue. I rescued, like, it's like, just say what it is.
A used
You
dog.
got a rescue dog.
Or
You
or
didn't
that.
rescue a dog. There's this sticker that I see on the back of cars every once in a while that makes me want to rear end them. And
That's intense.
It's in the shape of a dog paw, and it just said, "Who rescued who?" on it.
Oh, right.
I want to punch those people in the face because you didn't do nothing. You didn't do a thing. You went and got yourself a dog. And I
Yeah.
don't even know really what people pay for those dogs. They probably literally only pay for whatever medical procedures that they had to do. Like if they had to spay or neuter them or give them shot updates and stuff like that. I think that's really all you pay for when you get those dogs. They literally just give you these animals because they want them to have a home. So yeah, I'm always very, I have opinions
So, do you?
on rescue dogs. It really annoys me.
So what they should be bragging about is the fact that they were too cheap to buy a new dog.
Yeah, but even then, like purebred dogs and new breed dogs or stuff like new puppies and stuff like that. It's like that. I don't understand pricing for this crap. It's like if I really want a dog, I can probably just find a dog.
Someone else's dog.
Well, not necessarily steal somebody else's dog, but like
you're driving through a neighborhood. You see a dog in a yard.
It's like, I don't know. It's everything. Stuff doesn't make sense of why we allow things to have value that they have.
Well, here's the funny thing about dogs. We as humans decided, hey, we should own these animals, and we domesticated them, making it so they can't really survive on their own. And now that's become our burden, where it's like, hey, all these dogs are homeless. We gotta shelter all these dogs. Buy a dog.
Yeah, how these dogs can't possibly live on their own. It's like, well, I mean,
they can.
I think they still have those instincts. Of survival instincts of.
But we put them in the situation that they're in by deciding, hey, we're humans and we're the better species on this planet, so we deserve to own another animal.
I mean, that's every fucking animal on the planet, though.
But it's less of a thing. You don't hear
for the most part.
You don't hear about trying to save cats as much as dogs are like the focus of this whole thing.
It's because cats literally do just survive on their
own.
They
just run.
They're just like, we're cool. Leave us alone. We don't want to be in this house any more than you want us in this house. One of the cats that I had just ran off. And I think years later came back for a little while and then ran off again. It's like the shit I've seen, dude. Like he was smoking a cigarette when he came back and had some stories.
Oh my gosh!
It's like he went to Nam.
He had a belt with some notches in it. Like he was marking his kills or something.
Yeah, a few teardrop tattoos.
Yeah, that was the scariest thing because or cats don't like to have their faces shaved, and so if that cat was willing to shave his face,
why do you know that? I mean, I don't think cats like to have any part of them shaved, but why specifically their face? And how did you find that out?
Believe me, I've spent a lot of time in tattoo parlors, and you get the occasional cat customer coming in.
Oh yeah,
and usually they go in there with all this confidence, like, yeah, I'm going to get this sweet face tattoo, and then they bail and they get too they freak out as soon as those clippers start to get to the face. They change their mind. They get they
don't like the face tattoos.
No, anywhere else is fine, but the face there's something about the face.
What kind of tattoos do cats like to get?
A little heart that says "mom."
Just go for the most generic ass tattoo.
Hang in there
has been. Hang in there.
WAP. Oh, a lot of famous sort of cat terms.
Like it says like 9 lives, but the 9's crossed out.
Yeah, and then there's an 8 underneath it. Like,
yeah,
I live dangerously. That type of a message. Yeah.
No regrets.
No. Does that mean they don't cough up hairballs?
Could be.
Regret.
Yeah, this cat's like, I'm hypoallergenic to myself.
Yeah, that was not that good. That was not a popular seller.
That's not No, that wasn't a tattoo. That's the cat's thought.
Oh, that wasn't a tattoo. A cat.
That wasn't
gets.
A tattoo. That was.
But
just
everything
a cat.
else we listed are tattoos that cats get.
Yeah.
Yeah. I'm not mousing around anymore. A black cat loves to get a tattoo that says like "Don't cross me."
See, that's actually clever.
Thanks. Yes, redemption.
Oh.
Yeah. Okay. Well, that was National Work Like a Dog Day for August 5th. What do you say? You want to keep going on about cat tattoos in the
I mean,
or do you want to move on?
we can move on.
All right. Yeah. Wow, we were worried about this
We're on
lasting an
August
hour.
what?
we're about to go into August 6th, but trust me.
6th.
There's not a lot on this list. We have two holidays on the 6th. National Fresh Breath Day. So I don't know how you test that. Never mind. I know how you test that, but
Yeah.
who wants to do that? What if you have a fresh?
God, I can't. There's got to be competitions out there where people, not necessarily on this day, but there's got to be like breath competitions where you literally just.
I'm sure
There's something for everything out there.
Yeah, Japan probably, right, Matt?
Wow, jeez, dude.
So no, I'm going off of your statement from before.
Nobody remembers that.
Yeah, okay. But if someone was having if someone wanted to celebrate, they had a party, like a fresh breath party. Like you got to check your guests at the door, you know?
Yeah.
And do they have to maintain the fresh breath the whole night? Like, can you have snacks and drinks and stuff that would affect your breath?
I mean, in a post-COVID world, that is a bad party to have.
It is a bad party to have.
Yeah, unless you have a device that can read like
you squeeze it really hard and it tells you your breath level.
Yeah, like you just squeeze somebody's throat really hard and then they
to show them how much you love them.
Breathe onto a little piece of paper that's got that can register your breath, your breath stinkiness level. The choking part has nothing to do with it. That's just for fun.
Well, that could be to sort of build up the need to breathe. And then there's a lot of breath that comes out. Like,
I'm going to choke you until you're about to pass out.
Look, I need to.
But that would be breathing in. So what does that really mean?
I need to induce heavy breathing. So
in.
I'm going to choke you so that you. Anyway, let's move on. August 6th as well, National Wiggle Your Toes Day. Specifically, wiggle those toes.
Yeah. Make fists with your toes.
It doesn't say that. It says to wiggle them. August 8th. This is for you, Matt. Oh, I think there's two things here for you in this month. Yes.
Come on, August.
And you specifically get to celebrate both of them.
Okay.
August 8th, International Cat Day. So
nice.
Boom. August 8th, also, we have National Happiness Happens Day. Happiness
That's
happens.
also for me?
What?
You said that one's also for me?
No.
Oh.
I just said that there were two this month, not the same day.
This month. Got you.
So there's Happiness Happens Day. It just happens.
It just happens.
Yeah. That's what happens to me. I just wake up and, I'm not particularly looking for it. It just happens.
Right.
All right. So August 8th, that's that. There's one more. We got three I noted for. This is, remember how I said the one I was really looking at and questioning was the grab some nuts day? Mm-hmm. I was wrong. This is the one that has me the most perplexed.
Okay.
Okay. Unofficial food and drinks. Monday, August 8th. National Sneak Some Zucchini Into Your Neighbor's Porch Day. I'm not aware of the term porch being used as a euphemism for something else.
That's where I was going.
Because everything else says stick your dick in somebody.
Yeah.
Neighbor's porch. Is that just saying
I mean, what part of a person would you say would be that person's porch? Stick it right in their porch.
I don't know.
I mean, the butt?
I mean, you would say back door then, right? Wouldn't you just say your neighbor's back door?
I mean, the porch can be in the back.
Yeah, you could have a front porch and a back porch. Are you looking up porch?
No, I was trying to remember to write something down, and then we kept talking, and I think I forgot what the hell I wanted to write down.
Yeah, so that, but the category is food and drinks. It's not like there's even a category that suggests that this is something other than what it means at face value.
Would your mouth be your porch?
I mean, no. I've never heard of anything being referred to as a porch. There's pie hole and chocolate starfish, brown eye, the back door, for example.
Yeah, you've given a lot of examples. A lot of them for the butt, but only one for the mouth so far.
Yeah. What are some other ones for the mouth? Trap? Yapper?
Yeah.
But those are all just like when you're talking about telling someone to shut up. You know, it's
Yeah.
not like no one's ever goes, I'm going to stick it in your trapper.
I say nobody's ever saying shut your butthole.
Oh, no one wants that.
No. Keep that open.
Everyone wants my butthole open at all times.
Mm-hmm.
So August 11th was a little strange. National Presidential Joke Day. Well, I'm not sure what qualifies. Is it just a joke about a president, or like a joke a president would say?
Yeah. Like a joke that only the president has clearance to say.
Yeah. Like, what could that be? I guess maybe... No,
the joke contains launch codes in it.
Yeah. So he can only tell it to other members of the Secret Service or former presidents.
Like, we need the code now.
Yeah.
Stop. Just stop trying to tell this joke. We need the code.
It's launch codes. Well, there we have it. A presidential joke has launch codes. This one's for me, August 12th, Middle Child Day. So, woo!
Yeah.
Yay. Matt, I don't know. What do you feel? Are you someone that would celebrate this day or not? It's August 17th, National I Love, all caps, My Feet Day.
No, I'm not into feet.
Not even your own feet? Like you don't have an affection for your own foot?
My own feet have problems.
Yeah?
Yeah.
Anything you care to share, or you want to keep that in the dark?
Like ingrown toenail kind of things. Not like horrendously bad, but just enough to be annoying.
Mine are like, I mean, they're kind of ruined because I bound them for so many years.
Right.
You know, to fit them into those really tiny shoes.
Tiny little,
yeah,
those tiny little cute Chinese woman feet.
Yeah, so I can't, like, they need to be bound in that way in order for me to be able to really, really walk around effectively.
Dude, what a horrendous thing to go through.
I know.
I mean, obviously you've seen what bound feet look like because you can just look at yours.
I look at mine every day.
It's so bad.
Now, I'm sure there has to be because it starts off when they're very little, right? When the bones in their feet are a lot softer or whatever. I don't know how it works.
I think so, yeah.
Or there's more cartilage maybe or something. On. So maybe initially there's no pain associated with it. Maybe there's no pain. And maybe it's just...
I can't imagine that there... I mean...
I can't
imagine there wouldn't be.
Maybe on the initial procedure, there's extreme pain. But then it just is the way it is after that.
Possibly.
But either way...
I don't know. It seems awful.
I know. It's all because... I would imagine it's all because whatever man or men was in power at that time liked small feet and decided to make that the rule.
I mean, I don't think it was the rule. I don't think like all women from a time period were doing it. I think it was just in certain cultures within.
Oh, I see.
You know, so yeah.
Like there's the goth kids and the
China
jocks,
as a whole,
and there's the preppy girls, and then there's the feet binders.
Yeah, so I think it was possibly more like I haven't really looked too much into it ever, but because I'm not into feet, especially mangled feet. But yeah, I would assume it was a small collection of certain part of society that did it because it was, you know, it was a thing of beauty in that at that time. You know, It's the same as a lot of different cultures that have specific things that are considered beautiful. So they, you know.
All right. So Matt's account is bound feet were limited to small parts.
My account?
As in what you
like
just said.
Like my Twitter account?
No, like as you...
That's my Twitter name?
No. When you tell your story of something, that's your account of things.
I mean, that's my account of that particular story.
Yes, that's what I'm talking about.
Not all stories.
Yeah, I know. I wasn't saying it was your account of all stories. I was just saying it was your account
like you were saying.
Of the bound feet phenomenon.
It wasn't a phenomenon.
It took the
China
region by storm. Maybe blew the roof off. You never know. It blew the roof off the China building.
Yeah, but they couldn't escape through the open roof though because their feet were too tiny to put on the pegs of the ladder. They just kept slipping off.
The pegs, the ladder pegs.
Well, the rungs. Sorry, the rungs.
Whew.
Their feet were the pegs.
So yeah, I've never heard of someone not being able to escape out of somewhere because of something being too small. Usually, it's like, oh, I can't fit through there.
Could you? Well, because of part of them being too small, or is that what you're saying?
Yes.
Oh, okay, I got you. I can't get out of here. This part of me is too small. I'm too small to escape. Well, unless you're stuck in a big bowl and you're too small to like
Sure.
grab the lip of it to
You
pull
can't,
yourself out.
Yeah, you can't reach the rim of the
Yeah.
bowl.
Mm-hmm.
It's like that Ninja Warrior part.
Yeah.
What do they call that? It was a ramp, but I forget what the name of it was. But yeah, you have to run up and try to grab the top to
Yeah, I
climb
can't
up.
think of what it's called either.
And we're talking about the original Ninja Warrior. Okay.
Well,
Not
they
the
still use
American,
it.
not the American Ninja Warrior.
Yeah, they still do it in the American one too.
I know, but I was trying to establish to the world that you and I were OG Ninja Warrior fans.
Yeah, I honestly have, back when it was on G4, I've never watched the American version.
I think I watched one episode, and it's by and large the same, but there's just something about when America touches it, they have to add their little Americanisms all over it.
Yeah.
And it just makes it less cool, I think.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. The one thing I always admired about that show was every contestant, they all seemed to come on, no matter what profession they had. They seemed to show great pride in their profession. Like that one guy that came back all the time was like a gas station manager, and he was always showing up in his uniform.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, dude, it's crazy in other countries how much like that hierarchy that we have here is just doesn't exist. Like they just like it's like actually like look like, I know especially in some Asian countries, like working at a fast food restaurant is like awesome. Like working in places like that, they're like, it's like held to a higher respect than here. It's just like shit all over.
Yeah, you're low level. You must have no college education and no aspirations.
Yeah, I was watching something, and this guy was talking about, he was talking to some guy about like, this guy's like went to like a coffee shop and then like told the person working at the coffee shop like, oh, you should want more for yourself. You should get a real job or whatever. And so he told the guy, he's like, so are you saying that coffee shops shouldn't exist? It's like, well, no, I'm not saying that. Then what are you saying? Because by telling this woman that what she does for a living isn't good enough and she should aspire to be something better, you're saying that coffee shops shouldn't exist because this job is pointless. Like nobody should work here. It's a worthless job, but yet you're still saying that you want to come here and buy coffee, but somebody's got to work here.
Yeah.
Like, why do we shit all over lower level jobs like that when it's like I used to look at like fast food, like back in the day, I was always like, I would never work at a fast food restaurant. Like what a garbage job and all that kind of stuff. But then I started thinking about it more. I'm just like, hey, sometimes it's either all you can get. Sometimes it might be what you actually enjoy doing. Some people might actually enjoy working in that type of food service industry. But also it's just like, at least they're working, they could be doing nothing.
Yeah.
But they're trying, they want to make money, and everybody knows that 90% of the people that are working at these jobs don't want to fucking be there either. And yet we're fucking shitting all over them, and we get pissed at them when they screw stuff up and all this stuff. And it's just like, so I've tried really hard to be super respectful to people in any job, but especially shitty food industry jobs, because they don't want to be there any more than I really want to be buying their food, but I'm going to buy it anyway because I'm lazy and it's convenient and quick.
Yeah, the food industry is tough. Like you said, it's not a desirable job. Most people, it's either it's one of your first jobs when you're in high school, or it's like you're in your 40s or something and you haven't really amounted to much else, and so this is what you can get. This is like your entire work history.
Well, and there's also the thing of like getting pissy at people that like, people are always like, oh, they're shitty at their jobs. They don't care about their jobs and blah, 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 all this shit. It's like, do you have any idea what the fucking turnaround rate is at like a fast food restaurant? These people come and go like crazy.
You got the turnaround rate, and that's largely due to the fact that it's not a desirable job.
Exactly.
And it's really hard to motivate someone who doesn't want to be there.
Yeah.
Like if you're someone who like bought what's that franchise, right? Whenever someone else can just if you go buy like a Taco Bell, you're someone who wants to make that a successful Taco Bell.
Right.
Like that's was your choice and that's what you're interested in. Anyone else that's really working below you, they're there because it's just a job they can get. And it's not what they're aspiring to be. So
yeah. It's hard to motivate somebody to work a job that pays them shit to do a shit job.
Yeah, you get hot, you get smelly, you just walk away smelling like the food, and your car ends up
if
smelling
fast
like
food
the food.
paid well, people would want to do it.
Right.
But it's like, it's a shitty job and it gets shitty pay. Like, I'll take a shitty job if I get paid a lot for it.
What's funny
And
is...
I'll take a cushy ass job, you know, if I get paid a little bit to do a cushy ass goddamn job, I mean, sure. But no, you want to make more money. But now you're working a shit job and getting shit pay.
Yeah.
Yeah, of course you're going to be upset.
And the funny thing is...
Of course you don't give a shit if I get my food right.
The funny thing is, it's a job that provides... It gives people food. One of the few essential things that we need to live is food. And the fact that that's not paid a little more, or the conditions are a little better.
We hold the weirdest things to such a higher standard in at least this country, but I think in general the world, of just like,
but
like teachers get paid shit.
If you're someone that wants to run up and down a grass field and throw a ball back and forth between a bunch of other
you're
guys,
going to get millions of dollars because you're talented at a game.
Yeah. Yeah, you decided, I want to play this game for a living instead of getting an actual job.
Yeah. But people that are in charge of education, you know, people that are in charge of keeping us alive. I mean, doctors make good money, but they also have to go through a fuck ton of... Like, the amount of training it takes to be able to save a human life and the amount of money you have to pay to get that education, and you still make less money than somebody that all they have to go... they don't have to know anything. All they have to do is, like, throw ball, win game.
throw a ball, win game.
Like, that's it. They don't have to have a single thought in their skull other than, I know how this game works and I'm good at it.
But the people that are so in that world take it so seriously that they will, without even being ironic, try to tell you that this is a really hard, serious job. And these
right.
I mean, like, yes,
I don't
athletes
doubt that
work
you
a
have
lot
to
stay in shape.
Yeah, you have to work out a lot. Great, I get that, and that's part of your life, is to make sure that you stay in good shape, make sure you're taking good care of your body so that you don't injure yourself, so that you can play this game. You know, a thing that kids do for fun.
Right. I know.
You know?
Yeah.
It's just, I don't know. It's so stupid. We could go a whole hour on me ranting about how dumb the world is, but
but we should finish the holidays for August.
Yeah, what day are we on?
We are in the middle of August 17th. But trust me,
I told you we would not have an issue today.
There's only 5 more holidays, so it's not we have a lot to get through. Also on the 17th is the other holiday specific for you. It goes along with National Cat Day or whatever that was. But this is specifically Black Cat Appreciation Day.
Yeah.
Woot, woot.
Yeah, I got 2 black cats.
I know. Well, you were probably telling everyone else.
Yeah, I was just yeah.
This one's weird.
We could tell each other stories that we know all day long, Sean.
I have one dog. I bought that one dog at a pet store.
It's not a rescue.
Actually, technically, I didn't go buy the dog. Sarah went and bought the dog. I just came home one day, and there was a dog. Yeah.
She didn't even tell you?
No, she told me.
You came home? Okay.
No. No.
By the way.
No, she told me
if you would have came home and she wasn't there and there was a dog suddenly in your house.
Oh, I would have showed her how much I loved her. No, I knew there was going to be a dog.
By harming the dog?
I just had no part in looking for the dog or shopping for the dog or
picking
the dog out. I just came home and...
Oh, so you just came home and then you're like, oh, it's a very tiny dog.
Well...
Were you expecting...
No, so...
Like, what were you imagining?
No, I knew...
Or did she just say, I'm going to go get a Yorkie?
No, like, I know that, like, we had looked for a while on websites that were selling dogs and deciding what kind of dog we might want to get. And then when she had... I really don't remember if she and I had gone to that store beforehand and saw the dog, and then Sarah went back there to get the dog, or if... Because I know she had gone to the store with another friend of hers to look for dogs. And then I believe they took Sophie, my dog, out of the thing to like hold her for a bit and whatever.
And they just ran out.
She sent me a picture of the dog. So I at least knew that this is the dog I'm going to be coming home to.
Okay.
So it wasn't like she just went off to a store and grabbed a dog and came home, and it was all a surprise to me. But anyway, yeah, this was all because I said I have a dog after you got done saying you have 2 black cats. So I don't know why we got into that. This one's curious. August 22nd. I'm sure they mean one thing, but it could be interpreted another way. It's called Be an Angel Day. So I guess you could take that as die.
Yeah, I'm sure it's like just, be a good person.
I know that's what I know.
What an angel.
What an
you're
angel.
such an angel.
Now, could that mean that you're just like you're young and sweet and cute? Because some people say that about like babies and very little kids, like, oh, they're such an angel.
Well, that's when they're like being sweet, though.
Yeah.
But still, when they're when they do something like when they're polite or anything like that, it's just like.
So it's aligned with
shouldn't
their,
all
their
kids be like
nice
this?
behavior.
Yeah, shouldn't what kind of kids do you hang around that when you meet a polite one, you're like, oh, what an angel, what a well-behaved little angel. It's like, what kind of monsters do you hang out with?
It's kind of scary. Whenever I get into moments where I think, oh man, he's really acting out. His behavior's out of control. But then I see other kids. I'm like, nope, never mind.
Yeah.
He shines
totally understand.
far and above.
Like, I'm not a parent, which sounds weird to say I'm not a parent.
Like, it's not obvious what you are.
I'm not, yeah. I don't have any children.
Apparently.
But I am an uncle, and I have nieces and nephews on both ends of that spectrum.
You said, but I am an uncle. I thought you said, I don't have any children, but I have an uncle.
I do have an uncle as well. A few. But, yeah, no, there's well-behaved ones that occasionally have tantrums, and then there's ones that are just continuously
like the
awful.
Default setting is tantrum.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah, there's definitely, and you can tell which ones I have a better time with by how I differentiate or spread my time out, how much I strangle them.
How much you spread your love?
Yeah. Well, basically how much time I'll spend around them. Spend more time around the ones that are occasionally having little outbursts. But no, like,
that's hard to figure out.
Anytime I've spent around your kid, yeah, occasionally he would get a little like rowdy here and there.
But not really.
But no, your kid's super well behaved. Like, it was mostly like early on when I would come hang out and then he would have to go to bed and then he'd kind of throw a little bit of a tantrum because he wanted to hang out.
That's one. It's a question about how to handle that because, like you said, you with the kids that maybe aren't as well behaved, you don't give them as much attention. But should you be trying to give them more attention to maybe turn their behavior, maybe help steer their behavior around? Because if they're going to sit there and go, well, I'm going to behave badly because no one likes me or something. I don't know.
No, it's because sometimes their bad behavior is
directed towards
just kind of brushed under the table. Of just like, that's just the way they are. And it's just like, but it doesn't have to be that way.
No,
you understand that, like, as a parent, you don't have to allow your children to act like this, but you do. So I'm just going to be over here then because I'm not cool with that.
I see. No, and I see that a lot. And that's just what that really means is early on, you decided to let the kid win the fight. Mm-hmm. And now that's just now the kid just has the upper hand in every situation. And you're like, well, I can't help it. He or she just doesn't.
Like, for example, my nephew he just has an attitude all the time towards anybody. And it's just allowed. Like, he'll have an attitude towards an adult and it's fine. He'll just have that attitude. Literally told my sister to her face, your son is an asshole. He's 10 years old. I said, your son is an asshole. And she said, yep. I said, all right. And I just walked away.
Yeah.
Cause I'm like, if you're fine with it, then I'm just not going to be near him then. If it's just okay that he's a little asshole, then he can just be a little asshole. And that's going to be your problem when he becomes a teenager.
Yeah. It's funny when parents will just like allow that and almost like it because it's almost something they can laugh about and joke about with people,
Yeah, for now.
So it's like they encourage almost that behavior.
Yeah. See who's laughing when you're bailing him out of jail or something, or dealing with some other huge problem that he got himself into because he was just allowed to behave a certain way. So
get into drugs, probably.
I mean, it's an easy slope to go down if you're just not, if he's learning now that he can treat adults a certain way and it's acceptable, then yeah, there's no telling what shit's going to happen down the road where he's like, oh, that's a person of authority. Well, I've learned that I don't have to listen to them. So I'm going to mouth off to the wrong person and get myself hurt.
It's like you as a parent can teach them those lessons so that they don't make those mistakes, or they're going to learn them the hard way when they become old enough. So,
but then at that point, does it become detrimental to their life because they fucked up something major where you could have corrected them early on and prevented a world of hurt later on. So it's just like, whatever. I don't have time in my life to be around things that don't positively affect me. So
yeah, you still have both your cats.
Dude.
Anyway, August 24th. You surely don't remember the time that Pluto was turned from was no longer considered a planet, but it must have been on August 24th, or at least that's when it's recognized, because it's Pluto Demoted Day.
Interesting. But it's been undemoted, I thought. I thought it is a planet again.
I've not heard this.
I believe it was like, I thought so. And maybe I could be wrong, but it was like, oh, no, it's not a planet because it's too small to be a planet. And then all of a sudden they're like, oh, no, okay, it is a planet again.
Well, how recent is this? Because when there was all that news about that supposed ninth planet that has like a crazy long revolution period, it was like Planet 9. I think it was just called Planet 9. So there was no mention then, and this was probably the last 10 years, there was no mention then of Pluto being reinstated as a planet.
Well, according to this article that was posted on February 15th of 21...
Oh yeah,
they're saying it is a planet again.
So who's they? Like who decided that? NASA.
Yes, Pluto is a planet, says NASA scientist at the site of its discovery 91 years ago this week.
Are they saying that the scientists who discovered it 91 years ago said it was a planet, or someone now is saying? I don't know.
So in August of 2006, they voted to downgrade it to a dwarf planet status, and then I don't know. There's more shit in here. So maybe it's just considered a dwarf planet and not... Like, it's still considered a planet, it's just a dwarf planet, maybe, is what it's saying. According to the International Astronomical... Astronomical, thank you. I don't know why I said it like that, and then I'm like, that's not at all the word.
Well, you're thinking of astronomy. So you're like, astronomical.
According to the International Astronomical
Nope.
Union.
You did it again. Astronomical.
Yep. The organization charged with naming all celestial bodies and deciding their status. Putus. Jesus Christ. Pluto is still not an official planet in our solar system.
NASA has an announcement. The ninth planet has been discovered. Putus.
Yeah. So yeah, I guess it's not officially a planet. It's a dwarf planet.
Well, isn't that what they demoted it to way back in 2006?
Yeah, dwarf planets are too small to qualify as true planets. So yeah, I guess but calling it a dwarf planet makes you think it's a planet. It's just a small planet, but apparently it doesn't qualify as an actual planet. It's a dwarf planet. Then name it something else, idiots.
Yeah, don't have it be called a dwarf planet. And guess what?
Stupid astronomical union.
Guess what? We made up all of these categories, right? Like we created what is a planet. Yeah. We just decided what is a planet and what is not a planet. It doesn't matter.
Well, I think they even said I think there was something about it, like it's not like perfectly round or something too. And it's like, well, yeah, but neither is Earth.
None of them. I don't know. I mean, I don't know enough about them, but I would wager to guess that none of them are perfectly round.
Probably not. Yeah. It's called, what is it called?
Oblong?
It's like, yeah, but I think it's like optical spheroid or something like that is like what the term is.
Okay.
Because it's slightly squashed at the poles.
Sure.
So yeah, there you go. All right. Anyways, so that was August whatever Pluto.
Pluto Demoted Day,
Demotion
August
Day.
24th. We got two more. We have August
Let's.
26th, National Web Mistress Day.
Oh, is that where
Web-
you get your waifu online and?
Well, it's weird. Web Mistress in this listing is smashed together as one word, but the W in web and the M in mistress are both capitalized to suggest that they are two separate words. So I'm not sure if that's just a
Right.
typo,
Could be.
but
So
a web
either it is your online partner,
right.
be it somebody you're chatting with online or some sort of AI or gaming character that you are having a relationship with,
Like maybe you have what's that game called?
like Second Life or
yes,
something.
Second Life, where people
And you have a
basically
little
that's how they live. is
relationship with somebody on there.
Yeah,
That, or it's somebody who's really like into spiders.
sure. They
And
have
they're
a
like-
web. Yeah, they go to their mistress's web on
Yeah.
occasion and
And
get.
then once you mate with her, she eats you.
That's what I call an entanglement.
Oh,
Yo. I wish that was the last one.
And then there's like, you have to like
I wish we could have closed
lie
on
a
that.
bunch to your actual
Human
spouse. So then you get caught in this web of lies.
Oh man.
The puns are a flowing.
Or it's just someone who decides to spend more time on the web than with their
Like-
own partner.
Oh, like the web itself.
The web
is
itself
the
is the
mistress.
mistress.
Oh,
Sunday, August
Probably not, though.
28th, National Power Rangers Day.
oh,
So they have a holiday.
sure. Why not?
I don't know that any other sort of fictional child's television show character has a holiday like
Oh.
that.
I'm sure there are.
Well, Matt, we've gone through November through August now.
Oh, we have done the full year, huh?
We're almost there. So I don't recall seeing another
Wow,
sort
we're
of
so
childhood
I
type
don't know why I
of.
said we did the full year, but we still have 2 months left.
Yeah, I let
But-
it slide.
We've done almost a full year. Wow. Crazy.
Yeah, so this little
All 10 months
this
of the
little
year.
crutch is about to fall out from underneath us here.
Well, hey, I mean, we've had a whole year to come up with what would be next. So,
Stay tuned.
yep. Wow. You guys will be amazed at what is going to start in November. That's the next year's worth. I mean, you'll be as amazed as we are because we'll both be finding out at the same time.
Yeah, because we find this out in real time.
Mm-hmm.
Like we find out what we talked about when the episode posts.
Yeah. Sometimes that's how it is. If I didn't write stuff down while we were recording,
then-
I would not remember what we talked about. Sean's currently changing the color of the light behind him from his watch or phone or something. Is it from your watch?
Yeah,
Jesus. That's awesome podcast content.
I know.
It's green now.
Yeah, that's what it was for most of the show was green.
Yeah. Apparently. I'm pretty sure there was more light a different light in your room at some point because I could see.
I had the
Did it get
blinds
dark?
were
Oh,
open.
you did get up and close the blinds. At
But I was
one
like,
point.
this looks brighter than I was expecting. But I actually have two of these lamps.
Oh, I could tell.
Oh,
So I can see the glow on the wall underneath your window.
yeah. I wanted to have a little more of a nice aesthetic for other things.
For sleeping
Oh,
at nighttime.
that's
nighttime
actually,
didn't need to be
not at all.
closed.
That's actually not at all what I was talking
Oh,
about.
that wasn't what you were going for.
No,
What did you mean?
my reaction channel.
Oh. Do you have to know that that's exactly where anybody else would have gone with that thought.
I suppose you're right.
I wanted these colorful lights in my room for, other things.
Aesthetic purposes. No,
for
I see.
aesthetic purposes.
I can see.
Yeah.
I can see where-
Clearly that means when I bring somebody to my bedroom.
So this brings along one of those age-old philosophical questions, which is: if there's a lamp in a room and no one is around to see it, does it give off light?
Only if it's powered on, then yes.
Yeah.
Yeah, whether you're there or not, yeah.
So you feel if a tree falls in the wood and no one's around, does it makes a sound?
Yeah, of course it does.
Does sound exist without someone hearing the sound?
Yes.
It does.
Something still makes a sound, whether it's being heard or not.
But if the only thing a sound is something to be registered by a receiver, and it's not registered by any receiver, does sound exist?
Yeah. 100%. Yes. It still happens,
and of course,
whether you hear it or not.
Being humans, of course, we're only referring to a human hearing the sound. We don't care about any animals that might have been in the woods to hear the sound. Yeah. It only matters if a human hears it, because that's how important we are.
Mm-hmm. Just a car with a very loud radio.
Oh, what were they playing?
I don't know.
Music?
Well, yeah.
The latest track from Dua Lipa?
The first and only time that name will ever be mentioned on this podcast.
Well, I could make sure that's not the case.
Yeah, you're not going to remember. See you next Tuesday.
All right. I agree to that. Goodbye.
Bye.
We are on TikTok now, which makes us even cooler. HS Famous. Find us on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitter at HSFamousPod. Email us directly at highschoolfamous@gmail.com. We have Patreon too, but you'll never go there. Altogether, our hearts beat as one.